Hey there YouTube, Flaming Creations, you're back with another video. I have two gloves today. Both of these are for Noah. Here's the first of them. I should mention that they are both basic budget gloves. But here's the design for the first of the two of them. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes. I'm going to try to keep these videos quick because I don't want to get bit up more than I already am. This one uses what I'm going to deem a new glove that I plan to offer, which is going to be the Doyle design. These are using, for the most part, it's the Doyle design. This is using the Doyle, the Jim Doyle, if you've seen the original, blueprints for how Freddy's glove was originally going to look. It uses this backplate and these stalls. The tips are actually part 1 stalls, and the blades are just my part 1 style basic budget glove blades that I have, so which are very shiny. But I am going to offer the Doyle design glove. Basically I still got to work on tips, and there's a sweat bee on me. At least I think that's a sweat bee, and hope it is. Look at him. Anyways, this isn't about the sweat bee. This is about the basic budget gloves. For those of you who don't know, basic budget gloves are randomly made every single time so that no two are ever the same. They are made from very thin sheet copper. I'm switching my basic budgets from 0.025 to 0.020, so they're going to be thinner, even still. And that's basically because, for one, they're budget gloves. Being it's the Doyle design, it is riveted to the back plate in 4 places. Basically all I had to go off of it was a blueprint. Sorry, I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes, and that sweat bee is annoying me. These blades are bendable, so if you bend them, they will bend and stay bent, so I highly recommend don't doing that. Also, don't try to create a fist. Well, maybe with this glove you might be able to, but I still kind of recommend not doing that because of being this is really thin sheet copper. It will eventually create a stress mark and then eventually tear if you do that too much. But it moves really good. Also, with basic budgets, I don't dye the inside of the leather. There is a little bit of dye that did leak through, but that was unintentional. I do not purposefully dye the inside of the leather, so it's just white, and I only dye the outside. When I had cut the leather, if you notice, right there in between the middle and ring finger, I did reinforce the sewing because it was starting to tear there, so hopefully that holds it and it doesn't rip or tear. I mean, if you really tug on it and pull, it will, but I don't recommend you do that. Palm hole cuts are completely random. Basic budget gloves, the blades are soldered on. So yeah, this one is on a medium leather. I don't really, basic budget gloves are just basically meant to represent a Freddy glove, not movie specific or scene specific gloves, anything, just basic representation of a glove. I just so happen to base this one kind of slightly off of the Doyle design. So yeah, now on to your other basic budget glove. And here's your second basic budget glove. Again, this is made from very thin sheet copper and brass, and the blades, this time they are not the Doyle glove I used part 1 kind of inspired blades. These use more of a part 4 blade shape, but they're the same material as the other blades, so again, these will bend and stay bent if you try to bend them. This one, I had this old part 5 backplate lying around that I wasn't, it was just a scrap one or something I was testing it on, and I had it laying around, so I was like, I'll just use this for the basic budget. The stalls are the Rick's Death Glove stalls and tips, so that, and then part 4-ish style blades. Again, also with this glove, right there you can kind of see it. I did some resewing because of there. It was starting to rip a bit. So again, do not pull on this unless you want that right there to break. So don't pull on that, otherwise it shouldn't break. This one is on a large leather. One was requested to be on a medium, the other was requested to be on a large. So this is the one I went for, the large leather. The copper may look shiny right now, but this will weather up with time. Basically, I kind of went for a mix between like a 4 and a 5 on this one. And I'm just going to let the copper weather itself. You know, you'll get this. And with time, the copper will darken up a bit. The Doyle design one, I used brass ringlets. This one I used copper ringlets. Also, for sure, do not be trying to make a fist with this glove because of, you can see how these have these knuckle bends right there. If you do that enough times, it will bend. It will eventually create a stress mark there, and that stress mark will eventually rip. It'll like create a crease and then break. So don't be making a fist with this glove. I highly recommend you don't. Solder spills are completely random, except for on the back plate. I think this was going to originally be a Part 5 poster back plate, but I scrapped it. I've had it sitting here for like over a year. These blades are again soldered on. The blades are shiny though. So, but again, if you bend them, they will stay bent, and you'll have to bend them back. But I don't recommend you try to bend your blades. Same kind of leather as the other one, you know. I don't try to do anything fancy, you know. Once in a great while, there'll be somebody who'll get a basic budget glove and it'll have more things done to it, like the leather might be dyed inside and out, or might have an accurate style buckle. I don't normally try to do those things for gloves because these are my cheapest gloves I offer, being $65 shipped. So, it's more of a luck of the draw kind of thing. But yeah, here is your basic budget glove, the large one, and moving over, there is your medium-sized one. So, have a good look at the two next to each other. But yeah, I will be getting these shipped off tomorrow, most likely. So, I'll get a look at the solder spills here for you. Again, they're just completely random. They're not trying to replicate anything. I just literally took solder and just like dabbed it on there. So that solder's kind of chunky on the back plate. The rest of it's pretty like smooth. Oh, palm hole cuts. So yeah, those are your two basic budget gloves. I think I mentioned these before, but these are for Noah. So anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Oh, one last thing. My list is finally fully cleared. I have no more current orders. I'm going to be working on some giveaway gloves for later in the year. You can still order, being it's like the beginning of September. I have put a notice out on my Facebook page. I try to like have a cutoff or a deadline for people to order for Halloween. This year the deadline is October 1st, so any gloves ordered after October 1st, you are not guaranteed to get them by Halloween. But if you order anytime between now and October 1st, there's a pretty damn good chance that you will get your glove for Halloween, so there's that. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. These are my basic budget gloves. 65 shipped. And these are for Noah. Alright guys, we'll see ya.